Hey everybody, there is a new show premiering on the New Thought Media Network in January. Poetry, Prayer and Practice will feature authors, coaches and leaders encouraging you to explore spiritual practice in a variety of forms. It will be hosted by Tracy Brown, on Tuesdays at noon, Mountain Time. Sometimes she'll be interviewing people. Other times she will take you into spiritual practice herself. So mark your calendar and join her. Tuesdays, noon Mountain. In the meantime, here's a preview of the type of content you can expect.
Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here, and I am talking with Beverly Frederick. Oh my gosh. So you already know that I have made some really good friends in the poets who are featured in the book Bouquet of Stars, and Beverly is another one from that collection. And so just in case this is your first time being exposed to it, you can visit bouquetofstars.com and find out more about this book and the collection of people who gathered together to produce it. So I want to welcome you, Beverly. Thank you so much for saying yes to carving out some time to talk with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
And one of the things that I loved so much about us coming together as a group to co-create Bouquet of Stars is that we included people who were from or living all over the world.
Yes.
So why don't you tell people where you currently live and a little bit, maybe a 2-minute version of your background.
2-minute version. Okay, well, I am living on a small island off the coast of Morocco. It's a Portuguese island called Porto Santo. If you're in Europe, people are more familiar with Madeira Island. It's kind of considered the Hawaii of Europe, but that's our neighboring island. That's the populated island where we go for medical and dental appointments, and it's a quick 10-minute flight and a 2-hour ferry ride. Our little island has a full-time population of about 6,000 people that quadruples in the summer months when it gets up to 80 degrees and people come from all over because we have a 9-kilometer world-class amazing beach, which we get to ourselves most of the rest of the year, which is truly an amazing thing. I'm a Hawaii transplant, so it feels truly otherworldly to have miles of beach to myself. Just no one there at all. Yes, so Porto Santo is where I'm living now, but I'm actually closer to Marrakesh than I am to Lisbon. So we can't fly directly, but in a sailboat, I could get to Morocco quicker than I could get to Portugal. So that's where we're located, and our weather is fantastic, something like San Diego weather, if you're familiar with San Diego, California. And as far as my background, a lot of different things. I had the Wisdom Way Center on the Big Island of Hawaii in the Puna district for about 15 years before I became allergic to sulfur of the volcano and nearly died there and had to relocate. So that was a big shift, and now I'm here. Now that's what got me halfway across the world.
Yeah, I love it. Like, oh, I've developed an allergy here, so I'm gonna go all the way to the other side of the planet and start over. I mean, isn't that what everybody does?
Anyway, I still have my 110-year-old church. It's rented. I may end up selling it in the next few years, where I had the Wisdom Way Center. And we did wonderful things. We did yoga and meditation, but we did African, Afro-Haitian, Afro-Brazilian, and free-form contact improv dance as well, and a lot of different kinds of cultural events there. It was this is stunningly beautiful old building, and it was a wonderful it was a wonderful moment, all that, all of that. And before that, I was in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I worked with ecofeminists, Starhawk and Joanna Macy, who I actually went from the East Coast to San Francisco to meet and did my master's degree at SF State. And I created my own degree called the choreo poem after Entozaki Shange's coining the term the choreo poem, mixing dance, theater, and poetry. I guess that's probably a
Well,
quick...
yes, that's just a little snapshot that helps people understand that you are one of those people who in our world who combines and has for a long time combined the arts and spirituality and expressing it, whether it's in dance or yoga or now poetry. And so I'm going to ask you to share a poem from Bouquet of Stars that you would like to share, and then we'll talk about it for a couple of minutes. Can you do that?
I think so. Try to keep it up high so I'm not looking down. So the name of this one is I Am Fine. And it's a bit of an ironic title. And it also, I'll read it for you, but it also is a song, I say, it became through as a poem, and then it dropped roots in and became a song. And then a little later, a harmony came in to life. And so I have a YouTube version of the harmony version that one of our friends, Paul Sen, helped me do the technology so I could get it up on the web. Anyway, I am fine. I am fine. I am joyous as a wave leaping up onto the shore. I am fine, joyous as a wave. Still, every time I turn around, I see a face that isn't there. Every time I turn around, I see you. I am fine. I am joyous as a bird soaring high into the sky. I am fine, joyous as a bird. Still, every time I close my eyes, I feel you here right by my side. Every time I close my eyes, I feel you. I am fine. I am joyous as the sun shining down upon the earth. I am fine. Joyous as the sun. Still, every time I go to sleep, I hold you deep inside my heart. Every time I go to sleep, I hold you. I am fine. I am fine.
I love so much about that poem. And yeah, we'll make sure that people have access to the link, or you can just go to YouTube and search for I Am Fine by Beverly Frederick and see the song that came out of it and the harmony that just reinforces this. But even without that, and that's what's so great about this kind of poetry, because it captures the complexity of relationships, Like, you don't tell us, everybody can make up their own. Well, what happened? Was it like, was it a divorce? Was it a parent and a grown-up child? Was it a death? Was it it could be whatever brings into your mind or into my mind some separation that has occurred that I can't seem to get over or get beyond.
I like to call it the presence of absence. Many of my earliest poems were about the presence of absence, and I did lose my first love to cancer. So a lot of my poetry through time has been that, because I was not even 20 when that happened. So it was a early awareness that people can disappear, and that presence of absence, but also then that connection to the beyond that not all young people are having, because things happened that created a path on many levels for me, really.
Yeah, and all of that is captured just in that revelation of what seems to be opposite, but it's not. And yes, I love that phrase, the presence of absence. So thanks for sharing that. And I want to remind people, if you haven't already purchased the book, Bouquet of Stars, you can go on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of your favorite booksellers, or you can go to bouquetofstars.com and order the book and read more of Beverly's poetry and the poems of 12 other poets, including the mystic poet Shalane Harkin. Beverly, thanks so much. I'm so delighted to be on this journey with you, and we'll talk again real soon.
Thank you, Tracy.
Visit bouquetofstars.com to purchase the book. And don't forget to mark your calendar for Poetry, Prayer and Practice, hosted by Tracy Brown. Tuesdays at noon Mountain Time. Beginning January 3rd.